Hey guys, what's going on? Tyrauku here, and I hope you're all doing great now. I'm about to head to bed, but we just had something come through that I definitely wanted to share with you guys. I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. So I'm not gonna tease it very long. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up and read it. But I really like this idea. I'm gonna get into what I like about it. I'm gonna get into where this is good, where this can help, what champions is good on, and explain a little bit more. But if you're just here for the news, this is what's going on. So I took this and copied it to Notepad because I don't know if you can see this or not very well. So to make sure you guys can follow along with what I'm reading, here it is. So there's a new feature on the way on Tuesday, April 27th, which I believe is actually tomorrow. Yeah, it says down here 26th. So tomorrow, April 27th, we're planning on launching a 2x event for dropping stun set artifacts at the Fireknights castle. This event will work similar to 2x events for summoning champions from particular shards. Basically, it increases your chance to get artifacts from a certain set in a specific location during a limited period of time. Once the event is live, you'll see a special in-game drop frenzy label added to the battle button, which is right here, game modes view, and dungeon map. It indicates that the event is active. The event will be active for 72 hours. And there's some screenshots I'll be showing you guys in just a second, and obviously some permission to share this with you guys, subscribers. So go down here to the screenshots sent. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to have the little drop frenzy icon there. Hopefully you can see that. I'm pretty sure you can. This should be big enough so you can see that. A little orange drop frenzy label. So if you want to farm the stun set, definitely wait till you see that. Now this, it has a 10x by the accuracy icon. I'm going to assume this is going to say 2x stun, and it's going to have a stun set icon instead of accuracy. Now this one right here, same thing. So it's going to say, I assume also 2x, but it's over the Fire Knight instead. Probably not going to be over the Dragon if it's a double chance for Fire Knight stun set to drop, right? Now, we already see the 10x right here. So first off, this raises a few questions. So this message is talking about a 2x chance to get stun set pieces from the Fire Knight's castle. But here we're seeing a 10 times. Like I said, I'm assuming it's not going to say times 10. It's probably going to say times 2. But does this mean that Plarion may down the road implement a 10x chance to maybe get legendary 6-star pieces from specific dungeons, from specific sets in the future? Who knows? That'd be pretty cool. Maybe you get 10 times chance to get speed 6-star legendary if you actually land on a speed set. It'd be similar to the summoning events, how they do for champions. That'd be pretty cool. I'm talking about this event in general though. Who's it good for? Who's going to benefit the most from this event? Honestly, if you're mid to late game, if you are struggling through dungeons, if you're struggling through different dungeon content, this is going to help you out a lot. So the stun set is not very helpful for speed runs. It brings no big benefit for that. It does bring a massive benefit though if you need some wave control. So say you're struggling through dragons, you've been farming some Fire Knight. Typically dragons is the easiest, but let's just say theoretically you made it through a decent amount of stages in Fire Knight. Now, I wouldn't farm this if you're low level, like low stage level. I wouldn't be farming these low stages personally. I'd be using your energy to work up some more level 60s, some more 6-star champions, rank them up and things like that. But if you are farming the Fire Knight Castle and you haven't finished things like the Dragon's Lair, things like Ice Golem, and you're picking up some of those stun sets, those are going to help you survive on all these other dungeon areas because you'll have better crowd control abilities against the enemies you're fighting. So that's one thing. I think the benefit there is less than the benefit it's going to give to players who are going through faction wars right now. So the stun set specifically is probably the biggest set that helped me out through so many different factions. Dark Elves, I equipped it to Sylar. Sylar has an ability 1 that's an AoE, an ability 2 that's an AoE, and an ability 3 that is just a slow and it decreases turn meter. So Sylar is an amazing champion in stun set. And the good thing is, whenever you're going through faction wars, you don't have to have a ton of different stun sets. You can have one top tier, very good stun set and just move it around from your different champions whenever you need to go through that faction war stage, because you only need to do the faction war stages one time, right? One time, 3 stars, and you're good to go. Now, Demon Spawn, you have champions like Abyssal. Abyssal is a very good champion with an A1 ability. That's an AoE. Throw a stun set on him, very good wave control. He also brings block buffs, I think. AoE block buffs, things like a 15% chance to place it, but he has an A1 AoE. Very, very good. Now you have Night Revenants. This is another one that was massive for me. So Night Revenants, I equipped it to my Senesha. I equipped it to my Skull Crown. Both of those champions were huge in making me actually be able to progress through the Night Revenant's crypt. And using the stun set was without a doubt the main reason why I was able to actually do that. Now, I use stun set, I think, on my Stag Knight for Banner Lords as well. There's not a lot of AoE attackers for Dwarves, I don't think. There's a few. But honestly, any champion that has AoE abilities, it doesn't even have to be on their A1. But any champion with AoE abilities can make sense in a stun set. One of my favorite champions in a stun set, super annoying, absolutely amazing in Faction Wars if she has a stun set on. She's amazing anyways, but if you want even another layer of extra control, throw a stun set on Seal of the Drakes. Now, some of you may think it's overkill, and it may be, but if she's fast and in a stun set, you have a built-in 20% chance to stun from the actual A2 ability. Now, she does need accuracy for this ability. Stun sets don't need any accuracy whatsoever, but you will need a builder for accuracy for this. But if you had her with accuracy and then you had a stun set on top of that, you're going to have the 20% from here. Well, I guess it's 35% chance to place a stun. And then the stun set's going to give an 18% chance. Now, these aren't additive, so it's not a 38% chance or whatever those two added together would be. It's going to be somewhere in the middle of that. It's going to be a little bit lower than that, but you're still going to have a very good chance to place a stun each time she's going. So she's going to have a good chance to place it from there, and then every time she attacks with her ability 1, that stun set has a chance to activate. Now also, if you take the mastery Fearsome Presence, this increases the chance of placing a stun, sleep, freeze, fear, true fear, or provoke debuff from skills or artifacts by 5%. So if you have a champion who already places any of these debuffs, and you add this stun set, this Fearsome Presence is going to benefit both of those things. They could place a stun set, they could place the stun, they could place a sleep, freeze, it doesn't matter. This is going to be very beneficial, especially when you pair this with the stun set. Another thing to keep in mind is the Leech Mastery. This alone gives you a very good reason to work for this stun set, because if you throw this on a champion like your Sylar, has a 60% chance of placing Leech debuff for 1 turn when placing stun, sleep, fear, true fear, or freeze. This is very, very good. Now, if you took this Harvest Despair and you wanted to add Master Hexer, this does extend the duration, I believe, of the Leech. It doesn't extend the duration of the stun. Effects like freeze, stun, sleep, things like that, like actually control the enemy. Master Hexer does not extend the duration of, but the Leech it will. It helps your survivability out so much having that Leech debuff applied to the enemies, especially if your champions are not wearing lifesteal gear. So guys, if you're working on Faction Wars, if you're even working on Doomtower, so say you've already passed Faction Wars, say you're moving past that point, or you're very early on, you want to find more benefit for the stun set, Doomtower. Doomtower is another area of the game where having more crowd control is incredible. So especially right now, but even more so as the Doomtower progresses, it's going to become more and more important. If you can stun the enemies, it's perfect. They skip their turn, they don't take less damage like a freeze, you get some leeches applied because of if you're running the Harvest Despair Mastery, and overall, it's a very good situation. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing hopefully some more of these 2x boosted events. I would love to see some from the Immunity, Savage, Speed. There's a lot of good sets in the game. Now, I don't want to see them releasing no 2x chance to get Curing, because I'm not farming Fire Knight for sure for no Curing gear. That's going to be bad. But as far as what's good in the Fire Knight, Fury is good if you have an unkillable team. Immunity is very, very good, especially late game. Shield, crit damage, Frenzy, Regeneration are kind of sets that are a little bit more niche, a little bit difficult to get to work, but if you have good set pieces, that could be very, very helpful. Frenzy, very good on Skytouch Shaman, very good on Rugnor, very good on a lot of champions and can definitely be unique. Regeneration, very good in Faction Wars as well. Stun set, obviously, I already explained the benefits of that. Savage, amazing for your damage dealers. Overall, guys, Fire Knight is a very, very impact heavy dungeon. Okay, it has a lot of sets that can greatly help you progress in different areas of the game. So even if you're not getting the stun set, you're going to get some very good pieces of gear, hopefully. But most of all, hopefully you get some very good stun set pieces of gear if you guys do decide to farm this for a little while. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.